a place in her life where peace is a priority and negativity cannot exist. She's no longer matching energy. She's simply removing herself from any situation that doesn't vibrate her soul. So if you start moving funny, she's moving on.
What's up, my Fina Love? This is Fina D coming to you all from Fina Tina News.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Oh, she's taking it.
Most of you are aware that I'm a very detailed person. So if I don't mention it or I don't repeat it, that just simply means that I've talked about it so many times. If you visit the RHOA playlist on this channel, you will see that for those of you who are new here. And that's the reason why I'm not repeating it, because at this point, I will be sounding like a broken record. So if I don't bring up Ultimate Girl Strip or just all of the things that Cynthia Bailey has done in the past to make us give her the side eye, that means I have done other videos where I have broken down all of those examples. And I feel like most of you already know those moments. So I don't have to do a 30 minutes plus videos repeating things I've already talked about. Doesn't mean that I overlooked it or that I'm not aware. Okay, so let's just stay current. I think that's what my problem is. I'm so detailed, I start going back. I want to repeat everything. Next thing you know, it's taking almost an hour just to edit one little video. Okay, so because of that, let's just stay on current topic. Okay, so Cynthia Bailey did an interview. And in the interview, of course, they brought up when was the last time she talked to Kenya. And Cynthia said the last time she talked to Kenya was after Kenya event when the whole situation happened. And that when Kenya is ready to talk to her, then Kenya, will reach out. And the way how she worded that in her interview, it almost sounded like she's reached out and Kenya isn't, responding at this moment. And based on what Cynthia was saying, it looked like without her knowing what happened, okay, based on what people told her and the lies people told her, it looked like Cynthia Bailey chose a side. Okay, she chose a side of the newbie, allegedly. And then when she finally got to watch the scene, then that's where she was like, oh, wait a minute. But then when they brought that up in the interview, she then started to make it sound nice and beautiful. Or, of course, you should never make threats or use the words with, guns and pistols and whips and say certain things. But it was a mistake. Wrong choice of words, but it was a mistake. And, the difference is that when she said it, she was very remorseful. She apologized. And, for me, Kenya should have just accepted that apology. And Cynthia Bailey went on and on and on in this interview. Another place where she kept going on and on about was, you've worked so hard for this moment, and I can't believe. Now, I don't know how Bravo is going to edit this, but this happened almost at the end of the event. So it wasn't like Kenya Moore event started, and then she decided to do this, okay? Regardless if it was at the end or the beginning, I understand what Cynthia Bailey is saying, not at your event. But then again, who all remember last season? What did I say about Kenya Moore event and Bravo last season? For those of you who forgot, let me refresh your memory. And Cynthia Bailey is aware of this. I get it. When and if a network is cutting your check, you don't go in interviews and go against them or say things against them. You walk that fine line. So I understand not being able to speak freely. That's the difference between them and Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore can sit on platforms and say, listen, I know this person might have sued the network, but bring this person back. And the list goes on and on. So I understand Cynthia Bailey can't say in interviews that Bravo, be doing Kenya Moore dirty. She can't put the network on blast like that. But Cynthia Bailey was right next to Kenya Moore last season in these images and videos that I'm about to put on the screen. And did we see Kenya Moore hard work and event last season? Absolutely not. Because there was no drama. They didn't have anything to capitalize on, and they didn't have to have drama. They show other people events all the time without drama. But did we get to see it? No. So Cynthia Bailey, of all people in that interview, she has said now, in Kenya's defense, there are times where she goes hard and she does her thing and it doesn't make the show. And maybe Kenya felt like maybe if I add some spice to this episode, maybe just maybe Bravo would then show my hard work and show my event. Because not only did I do something amazing, but I'm also giving you all a show. Cynthia Bailey is aware that Bravo doesn't elevate and promote Kenya Moore, even when she gives them all of the rights. So for her to sit in an interview and pretend like Bravo always roll out the red carpet for Kenya Moore and not at your event, and that Bravo was going to show her event after what they did last season, really? Yes, I saw Kenya Moore tweet, and yes, I also saw what Porsha Williams did. I'm going to address all of those things in the next video. Right now, we're going to focus on Cynthia Bailey and all of that, okay? So let me refresh your memory and insert last season.
And didn't I say that? I said, watch the Real Housewives of Atlanta producers throwing in Kenya Moore hair spa opening a few seconds of it just to say, look, we showed it. Exactly. And that's exactly what happened.
Confetti! Miss Confetti was in the building. Has Kenya Moore lunch, Kenya Moore hair spa.
Like, why aren't we seeing Kenya build her salon or go on dates with her guy or shopping with Brooklyn? She deserves more than showing her in conflict all the time. Production needs to be held accountable for the itch they're pulling this season. Go ahead and read the rest. Yeah, they need a new production team. Trying to force drama where there is none is stupid. They have a new cast who don't have history with one another. How could they have drama? Instead, just show them getting to know one another and wait for drama to unfold. Right. Natural. Organic. Production failed Kenya this season. So many scenes were cut out, including the opening of her salon. The entire cast was there -1 plus Cynthia. What's wrong? Of course, you already know Miss Cynthia Bailey was in the building. And look at the two flip-floppers united. Okay, I'm just kidding, but Sonia was there as well. Claudia Jordan and Cynthia Bailey were also in the building. Let's get into that.
Thank you so much, babe. You get one of these drinks. Guess where I am? Who's in here? In Atlanta for something. Perfect. Thank you.
My point, Cynthia Bailey was right there last season. What drama did Kenya Moore had at her event last season? What cast member did she go in last season? What moment last season did she take away from her big moment of her soft lunch? What did she do last season that was dramatic to destroy something that she worked so hard for? You were right there. You saw her efforts. You saw her hard work. And did Bravo show it? No. So for you to have witnessed for years how Bravo have treated your friend and to sit in an interview and pretend, like I said earlier, like Bravo always roll out the red carpet for Kenya Moore. This was, you did all of this as if Bravo was going to roll out the red carpet for her. They didn't. The only reason why you got to see Kenya Moore and how gorgeous the spa is because of the drama. Now, the other newbie who was defending the one that came for Kenya, but then that person also turned on her. So now she's cool with Kenya, posted this beautiful video showcasing Kenya Moore hair spa and also playing Shamia's song. So she supported both of them. And I can't play the original, music for copyright reasons, but I didn't want to confuse you all. So this is the updated version of Kenya Moore hair spa, just stunning as I get back to what we were talking about. But I didn't want you all to be confused about this video and the other newbie being in here, okay? Let's get back to what I was saying. Production created these boring events that made no sense, made us watch miserable Milo and her boring storyline boo, and then another event that just made no sense just to avoid giving this woman her props, her credit. There was no drama at her event last season. We didn't see it. So that's the reason why people are sitting over here shaking their head like, why is Cynthia Bailey doing interviews and pretending like production was going to show Kenya Moore event when they always play in her face and they do her dirty all the time? So for Cynthia Bailey once again to sit in any interview to call herself a friend to Kenya Moore and to have witnessed Bravo treatment towards her friend all of these years and to pretend that had Kenya Moore not have anything happen at her event, Bravo was going to roll out the red carpet and show it. That's the part that people are like, are you kidding me? Now, of course, don't use your event and your moment to go as hard as you did, but I completely understand her life was threatened. Production did absolutely nothing. And let us tell this story now the right way. We all saw Kenya Moore post. I did a video on it. If I keep inserting things in here, we will never get to the end of this video. I made that whole statement in the beginning. I'm not going to be inserting things, but you know, I had to insert at least one or two things just to make my point. But we saw Kenya post about choosing herself and walking away. Production is simply trying to save face. Kenya said, I'm not filming with someone who threatened my life. If you all are choosing to keep this person, I'm walking away. And that's exactly what happened. And when Kenya Moore put her foot down and did not bow down to film and tolerate someone who threatened her life, production retaliated by now putting that statement at the end of the scene, and then also not giving her a cast photo and all of that because Kenya finally chose herself after years of being treated like dirt. Do you all remember the season when Porsha Williams pulled Kenya Moore hair? She physically assaulted Kenya, and Kenya kept saying, get fired, lose your job, because she touched. This is not that type of show. We are professional women, okay? Especially speaking for myself. She's talking to Kenya Moore. I'm Kenya Moore. I'm forever a part of history. I'm not going to accept a job on a show where I can get in fights or be physically assaulted. That's not going to happen here. We can verbally go there, but threatening and doing all of that, this is not the show I signed up for. So in her head, you even think about it, you're going to get fired. What did production do? They kept Porsha. Had Kenya Moore said in that moment, this woman put her hands on me, I no longer want to be here, and quit, the same thing that's happening now would have happened. Porsha would have been walking around like she wants something, like she did something. I'm the reason why she quit. She thought I was going to get fired. It didn't happen. Kenya Moore at that time chose to stay, and she had to film with someone who physically assaulted her. Kenya Moore put her foot down this time. I'm not filming with someone who threatened my life, and just because they brought flowers and gave a forced apology, am I going to tolerate them? And if you're choosing to keep them around me after what they said, then this is not the place for me. I'm walking away. And Bravo retaliated, and that's the result. But this whole, oh, was your event and you ruined your event, Kenya Moore had absolutely nothing bad happen at her soft lunch last season, and Bravo did not show it, okay? It got so bad last season that some of the producers claimed that Kenya Moore supporters were sending them death threats. For those of you who missed it, let me remind you all.
There's been a lot of mess going on social media because of the way how these producers treated Kenya Moore this season, and just the entire show in general. It's not just all about Kenya, but the producers been getting dragged heavily, okay? Now, some people are trying to blame Kenya Moore supporters for sending Death threats. Can't say it too loud. YouTube is sensitive, which is not true. But you know, the fact that Kenya is getting all of this support, this overwhelming support, it's proven that she is actually valued and loved. Now, let us go ahead and twist it and say, oh, her supporters are now threatening people. Stop it. But anyways, Kenya saw the love, she felt the love, she felt the support, so she hopped on Twitter to send out a tweet and a message to Team Twirl. So let's get into that real quick. Team Twirl, you have always seen me and I see you. It's giving ride or die energy. Heart emoji. I'm going to continue being fabulous and being me and give them cute, classy, sophisticated reads, and I want you to do the same. No hatred, no threats, only love. We got this. Okay? So that's Kenya's message to her amazing ride or die supporters. So for those of you out there leaving comments and all of that, be peaceful. From the queen herself. Had Miserable Milo, sidekick, oops, I meant, showrunner / executive producer, releasing a statement. I am not an editor. I don't make casting decisions. I don't choose what scenes make it or not. If you're going to come for me for what I'm responsible for. So y'all not playing out there. But all she's saying is, keep it cute. Yeah, keep it cute. Don't do too much. Don't take it more before the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she will be Kenya Moore after. So there are fans of the show in general who are also disappointed about this season. So please stop bunching everybody into, oh, that's Kenya Moore supporters. No, there are people who just love the show, who are not even here for Kenya Moore, who are upset about how the editing went in everything this season. So if you read a comment that is just out there, it's not automatically, oh, Kenya Moore supporters. Absolutely not. The Real Housewives of Atlanta supporters are mad. That's it. So hopefully Bravo producers and Andy and them will listen and do the right thing.
Yep, that was me last season talking about hopefully Bravo will do the right thing. Yeah, right. And this season came around, and once again, someone gets to threaten Kenya Moore. Apology or not, threats will not be tolerated. The moment whoever that was filming heard that, the same message on the screen for Kenya Moore, because she put her foot down and Bravo retaliated, should have been the next scene. Based on her comments, she was removed off set, and we decided to end our relationship with the clown. That should have been it. Now, after that, had Kenya Moore still went to her event and did that, then go ahead and come for Kenya Moore, okay? I also said way before the episode, almost in every video when I'm defending Kenya Moore, I always say, I'm not saying Kenya Moore is a saint, but she never starts it. Don't come for me unless I send for you. She never starts. So when people pretend like, oh, Kenya Moore is a villain, this made up, Kenya Moore is a villain that Bravo so desperately have pushed for years. A villain would have been dragging Porsha Williams for all of the years that Porsha Williams has so much to say about Kenya Moore, but now look at what you're going through. Yet Kenya Moore was sitting with Porsha Williams, breaking bread with her. There are so many things that's happened where Kenya Moore could be that real villain and drag these girls after years of, you ain't got no man, you ain't got no husband, and then the next season, they're going through it. Drew Sador did the same thing. She did the same playbook, excluding how far this newbie went. But when she came on, she met with Cynthia Bailey, brought up Kenya acting career, started throwing shade at Kenya for absolutely no reason. Cynthia Bailey went back, okay, and told Kenya Moore what happened. Bravo did not show that scene allegedly, and that's the reason why when Drew was walking in, Kenya had that reaction towards Drew. But of course, people don't have common sense. They don't connect the dots. Oh my God, there goes Kenya coming for the new person. The same way how you can clearly see she's in the video with the newbie walking in her hair spa and all of that. That's a newbie who's getting along with her. So the whole story about she don't get along, lies. She clearly gets along with them until you come on this show and you decide, okay, I get it. That's the recipe. Go after Kenya Moore and make a name for yourself. That's exactly what Drew did. And it was my husband, the same old playbook. Like this clown was screaming, where's my husband? Where's my husband? Exactly. And then what happened? Yeah. Drew husband's in the basement right now while they're trying to figure out the living arrangement. Who was there defending Drew against her soon-to-be ex-husband? Kenya Moore. A real villain would have been in her face, laughing at her, saying, where's the husband now? The same thing with Porsha. So she only responds when you come for her. Outside of that, she's cool. She's willing to move on, accept apologies. You threaten her life, that's a different story. So did Kenya Moore have to go that hard at her salon? No, but you keep poking and you keep coming for my character and who I am. Who are you? Well, this is the real you. This whole pretend, my husband, my ring, my businesses, my this is the real you. Now Bravo want to come with the due to Kenya Moore behavior. Where was the due to the clown behavior? Anyways, Kenya Moore did release this beautiful video from her event with this statement right here. Let's go ahead and get into her statement. And I'm going to end it with social media, a few comments, coming for a Cynthia Billy interview and her response. And also Porsha Williams going to the clown page and basically responding with the clown using Kenya Moore catchphrase is, again, as you can see, she's a fan. Obsessed with Kenya Moore. She used Kenya Moore line when she saw people dragging her. She changed the caption and all of that, but this was the original caption. And of course, Porsha Williams had the nerve to come for Drew talking about loyalty when she don't have loyalty to anyone, not even her own best friend Shamia.
She responded still with a fire emoji, but when I tell you people did not like that and Porsha was dragged, let's get into some of these comments. She responded still. You have comments like wrong road, your slip is showing. Now Porsha, you know the tables always turn, but go ahead. More comments. Porsha, don't do that. Porsha, are you for real? It's disappointing. Shaking my head, I love you down, but you be with the wrong team, P. Traitor. It's very clear that you've always been jealous of Kenya, LOL. Porsha is loyal to absolutely no one. Y'all know she's a two, literally birds of a feather. Wow, you are horrible, absolutely disgusting that you would stand behind this after threatening Kenya. I don't even know why anyone is surprised. I've said this over and over again. Kenya's light is so powerful. She commands the room when she walks in it. She's Kenya Moore. So every time someone decide, you know what, I'm going to pretend that I have a friendship with Kenya Moore, their storyline never goes as planned. Porsha pretending to be Kenya Moore's friend will never work in Porsha's favor because going against Kenya Moore is the reason why Porsha Williams is who she is today within the Real Housewives of Atlanta and the Real Housewives franchise, period. Had she not gone against Kenya Moore and, let's make Porsha the victim while Kenya Moore is the villain, she would never be the Porsha Williams that she is today. Porsha Williams playing the victim and doing all of that is the reason why everyone else that come on this show feels like that's the blueprint. Go after Kenya Moore, get a storyline, and make a name for yourself. And that's the reason this season Porsha is trying everything and nothing is working, okay? Coming for Drew, making up storylines. It's not working because, like I said, Shamia came in and Shamia gave the network everything that Porsha promised to give them.
and Shamia snatched that center peach. So Porsha now is desperately trying. Maybe if I go back to the Porsha versus Kenya, that's going to make me interesting, and that storyline is going to stick. And that's, hopefully, if Kenya comes back, then I will have something. You know what? If I go over here with this newbie and I stand beside her, maybe the network will bring her back, and we will us versus Kenya Moore. When, like I said, it was Kenya Moore's decision to walk away. Also, forget about Kenya, because Porsha and Kenya were never best friends. But according to Shamia, this person said something disgusting about Shamia's daughter. So how disgusting do you have to be that someone is going to go that low and say something about your best friend daughter, and you are standing beside them all for a storyline? That's what I'm saying. Like, Porsha is the real villain. Porsha and the other people are the real villain. Because when Kenya Moore needs to step into that villain role and era, she always show them grace. There's no way after all of these years, whether you're here for Kenya Moore or not, storyline or not, you will be doing this in this moment, especially with someone who also says something disgusting about your best friend, or because, somebody else called you out for running around with somebody's husband when they were still married, and you did what you did. And because someone called you out and Shamia is cool with that person, or you can be cool with her, well, I'm going to go over here and be cool with someone who threatens someone with a gun. And also allegedly said something about Shamia's sick daughter, Shiloh, who is still fighting for her life as we speak. And I'm going to go ahead and do an update about that. Thank God she's home now from the hospital, but she was in the hospital recently. You all know I have a long playlist on here about that, but I'm going to, put that in a separate video. Praying for Shiloh. More comments about Porsha. Porsha, wow, you are horrible, absolutely disgusting that you would stand behind this bleep after threatening Kenya. Fake bleep, bleep, goodness. Girl, you are wrong. Always knows you play for the wrong team. Porsha, such a loser B-word. This was supposed to be her big return, and she's the least interesting in siding with loser. Now, hold on, 265 days. I know you're lying. So, after the obsessed fan / clown used Kenya Moore line and Porsha responded, people then were like, you will be gone next season. Exactly. I think she knows it too. People are blazing her. So she turns off comments or filters, basically filtering the comments and all of that. Now, Bravo been playing in the Real Housewives of Atlanta phase for a long time. I also said this about the other black shows, all black cast franchise and all of that. But these women are so focused on, yes, this person is not here anymore. That means my light can shine, because when they were here, their light was too powerful, and I can do this now, I can do that now, that they're not realizing that the network is sabotaging the #1 show. It used to be the #1 show because they do not want the black franchise, the all black cast, to be #1. So I won't be surprised if this disgusting person comes back next season. The network doesn't care. They are sabotaging the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but the ladies are too busy being distracted by the wrong things, because under no circumstances you have an incredible cast member and person and vet, an icon, and forever a part of history like Kenya Moore. Everything she's done for the network, there's no way you do not protect her. There's no way that you think someone can threaten her life and a flower, an apology is going to work. There's no way you do not immediately stop filming and escort that person off the property and put your little black writing on the screen like you did for Kenya Moore, okay? This person is not here anymore based on the threats that they made. There's no way you don't protect your star. That's because Bravo doesn't want, like I said previously, the Real Housewives of Atlanta to be number one. So one by one, they will sabotage and destroy the show until it gets to the point where it's just like, okay, it's just here, because it's been here for a long time. So we are going to tolerate it every season, but it's no longer number one. And like I said, the ladies are too busy being distracted by something else when the network is sabotaging them and playing in their face. You know what I meant, okay? White writing, black screen, background, all of that. But anyways, I just flashed Kenya Moore caption on the screen. I didn't really read it, so I'm going to go ahead and read her caption now, some of the responses, and we're going to end it with social media going in on Cynthia Bailey a little bit for the comments that she made in that interview. There's absolutely nothing wrong with holding your friend accountable. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I did not appreciate that behavior. Don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. I'm just saying, do not ignore the network treatment towards this woman for years and pretend like Bravo cares about her when she had absolutely no drama at her soft lunch last season when you were right there standing next to her and the network did not show it. And I was recording this video after Cynthia Bailey interview, meaning Kenya Moore did not even post her caption yet when I did all of these things and said all of these things in this video. And once again, Kenya Moore read my mind because her caption mentioned exactly what I said from the beginning of this video before I even knew she was going to post this caption. So let's get into it. And Kenya wrote, you have been my besties for the last 12 years, and I love and appreciate you so much. Last year, you cried with me when all of my hard work from the salon was cut by production and none of it was shown. What did I just talk about for the last almost 20 minutes? I already did this video. I was about to upload it and I say, you know what? Let me just wait until after the episode and then see if Kenya Moore is going to make a statement. And I'm going to include it in here. And exactly. People cried and were so upset that production posted that their lives were being threatened. That's how bad it was. So mixing with the whole, well, it's Kenya's fault. She did this. And that's the reason why when we have seen for years over and over again, Bravo never protects or treat Kenya Moore fairly. Other people get to have their flawless events. Your event doesn't need to have drama in order for Bravo to show it. And Bravo has proven this over and over again when they would show Candy and Todd events and other people events that we got to see the beginning, the middle, and the end. Okay, with absolutely no drama. But when it comes to Kenya Moore, they always want to have a distraction because, like I said, she is not what Bravo wants to put to the forefront or represent. She is too intelligent, and that is not what they want to promote when it comes to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And so they will do everything in their power to distract people from how amazing she is. And I get it. She could have proven them wrong by not doing this at her event. But because of what happened last season, she said, okay, I did my job. Yakim saw the beautiful salon and everything. Now let me give you all a show. Hopefully, Bravo is going to say, you know what? Kenya gave us a moment. Congratulations on your salon. But she also gave us some much needed drama. Let's move on. Like I said, had Bravo put that same little black situation like they did for Kenya, the moment that lady said gun, pistol, whips, whatever, it wouldn't have gone this far. So once again, production, there you have it. And I want to thank all of my friends who showed up for me and who support me on a regular basis, who love me down. She thanked her Glam Squad. She thanked Miss Lawrence for showing up for her. Thank you for gracing us all with your presence. You are a star. I hope to turn our segment into a TV show, God willing. Special thanks. Go ahead and read the rest. Thank you to the gorgeous models who helped make Kenya Moore hair care so iconic. To the cast of our HOA season 16, I wish you all an incredible season. To my friends and family, thanks for loving me, flaws and all. Thank you to all the stunning women who have patronized Kenya Moore Hair Spa. I love making you look beautiful. Love and blessings to all of you. Praying hand emoji, and the queen twirls on. Yes, twirl Kenya Moore. Now, yes, I did see Kenya retweet and tweets on Twitter. I still call it Twitter, okay? Also, there were people in the comments supporting her after this post. But this video is already over 30 minutes long, so I'm going to do social media reaction after the episode, you know, the finale for us, comments, support, and all of that in a separate video. And I do have a lot more to say about what Kenya Moore retweeted. So I'm just going to go ahead and end this video with some of the comments towards Cynthia Bailey after the interview she did. I'm wishing all of you well and take care. Go away from us with this, Cynthia. Okay, Fredra. You've only just met this newcomer and you are already showing undue interest. Cynthia is constantly seeking friendships out of desperation for approval. You are clearly unreliable, betraying true friends to cozy up to their enemies. It's no surprise that Bravo only sees you as a background figure on the show without any significant role. You lack excitement and fail to entertain. It would be best for everyone if you stayed away, Cynthia. Jeez. Ooh. My God. No lies told or detected. You killed it with this commentary. Amen. She's sorry, but she lied for months about threatening Kenya. Old folks always say a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. Aye, Cynthia. Britt made a mistake, but your longtime friend didn't. Please don't let this kind of friendship find me. This was not loyalty, Cynthia. That for the people in the back, Queen. Cynthia has no loyalty to anyone. This just made me not like Cynthia because you know well it wasn't a mistake. She said that ish multiple times. She's dimming it down for a threat to just words. Gosh, she is an awful friend, gaslighter extraordinaire. Terrible, awful. Girl, listen, 50 Cent, I'm not hearing it, okay? Cynthia, please. But she wasn't apologetic and remorseful. She said it never happened. Clout chasing at its best and no loyalty to your friend. Okay, Flipper. Cynthia flip-flops on everyone except a man. Hi, Cynthia. Continue to host pageants at not Walmart and don't want to hear you no more. But was given the opportunity to apologize. Did you give Kenya the scene? What is Kenya apologizing for? She needs to go. You don't threaten no one with the gun on national TV. Other cast members on other shows hasn't even done things worse than that and has gotten fired. She needs to go. She should have never said anything about a gun. A friend to someone doesn't blast them out to the world. Cynthia is showing where her loyalty lies. I do hope Kenya is taking notes. Kenya is, and that's why Cynthia said she's reached out. But Kenya did not respond, or she hasn't talked to Kenya in a long time. Bye, Miss Flip-Flopper. Why need enemies when you have friends like this? A friend to everyone is a friend to no one. This Flip-Flopper be flip-flopping all over the place. Nah, that wasn't a mistake. She's so forgiving to someone she just met, but haven't spoken to Kenya, distancing yourself. because you thought she would be wrong, but now the clown getting backlash. She got something to say? Your friend's life was threatened, ma'am, and you are here talking about she used the wrong word. You can miss me with that. We would be here all day if I keep reading, but as you can see on the screen with this comment right here, people are not playing with Cynthia Bailey. I'm going to read a few more and end it, but just remember from the very beginning, when all of this happened, I kept saying, the newbie said, I have a gun for B words like you. Kenya was threatened. Even before anyone had anything to say, but what did she do? When Kenya was getting blamed for everything as if Kenya just randomly came for her, in every single video from the beginning, I had the information, I had the tea, and I was talking about Kenya was threatened. Always remember that. And after browsing through the comments that I read, I decided to just flash them on the screen and that you all can read them for yourself. Put me on pause if I'm interrupting, and distracting you from reading, and go ahead and read through them. People dragging and coming for Cynthia Bailey, but none of this is new. Like I said, Kenya Moore knows exactly who Cynthia Bailey is, and if she didn't, the Real Housewives Ultimate Girl Strip should have exposed that. One thing about Kenya, she's willing to let things go as long as you apologize and you're moving different. And that's the reason why, like I said in the beginning of the video, this whole she's a villain when she always have her moment to drag people and really kick them while they're down. She never takes the opportunity to do exactly what a villain normally does, and that's why she's not. And the people who love to throw rocks and hide their hands and Bravo love to protect, they are the real villains. The love and light characters that pretend that they are love and light and so classy, they are actually the real villains of the show. But anyways, there you have it. I have more to say. I will be back, pun intended. I'm wishing all of you well and take care.
All for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.